something happened. Stream stopped. Back again. Talking about talking about Chris Jericho AEW. Talking about Chris Jericho showing up in New Japan. Um, I don't know. I mean, your train of thought obviously was cut off when I had to inform you of the stream stopping. The stream stopped because I switched games. But you were talking about feeling almost. You didn't want to use the word betrayed, but like seeing somebody that you saw in WWE for so many years showing up in a different promotion.
Yeah, it's weird. I think that's
Yes.
the best way to
Okay.
put it.
Yeah. There you go.
Especially with an upstart promotion.
Yeah. Sir, and
I had no idea she started barking. Sorry.
no, you're good.
Talking Cassie right now, and our dog started going nuts for some reason.
We were initially talking about Chris Jericho kind of making the switch to to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then we were talking about AEW, All Elite Wrestling starting up, and Chris Jericho potentially signing a long-term contract with that promotion because they've got a lot of money backing them. When we were kind of talking about your thoughts, and you know, we both kind of expressed interest in it, and hoping that it can be come to fruition well, because I was expressing my opinion that really the only competition that WWE is ever gonna face is themselves. And really no other company is gonna be able to ever run them out of business at this point. They're too big to fail, which was that was the phrase I kept using, was too big to fail. No one's ever gonna be able to put them out of business just because they've got people who invest in them, like money, things like that, and they've got too many interests in mind to be able to let themselves fail. And we were kind of also touching on people on the internet writing these reports, and I specifically was kind of getting a little not irate, but you know what I mean, about, pardon me, about these people saying, I seriously think they're going to be a threat to the WWE, which, I mean, again, the only threat to WWE is the WWE. And and then we were talking about competition WWE's had over the years, which is WCW and TNA, and we were kind of talking about TNA having their day, and that's kind of, I feel like, where we got cut off. You were talking about Sting and RVD and a few other people being there, where they kind of made their names elsewhere before being in TNA.
Yeah, and so TNA was one of those products that I don't think WWE ever necessarily saw as a big-time threat, but they definitely saw it as competition.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the mid-2000s, especially when TNA got Kurt Angle. I think WWE was like, okay, that year especially, I looked upon it fondly as one of my favorite WrestleManias, but after the WWE lost Kurt Angle, they had to put on something. So, at the beginning of 2007, they put on really good shows. They had, Royal Rumble of 2007, which I look back on as one of my favorite Royal Rumble pay-per-views of all time, which ended in The Undertaker winning. But at that point, Undertaker was full-time.
Right.
Even though better point of his career, he looked awesome. And then WrestleMania 23 comes along. You hit your mainstream audience due to like the whole battle of the billionaires with Donald Trump as man.
Right.
And you had John Cena, Shawn Michaels, which is one of my favorite matches of all time. But right there, that was a match that you didn't really think you'd see, but then all of a sudden you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the new up-and-comer versus the showstoppers, the future Hall of Famer, one of the best of all time, Shawn Michaels. Holy crap, this is big. And then the same thing, you saw a new up-and-coming rising star, Batista, facing The Undertaker.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where both of those matches were like, holy crap, these are huge matches. And then this absolutely loaded Money in the Bank match. So the WWE, I feel like right there, you look back at that stuff, it's like the WWE felt threatened. So they started putting on shows like that. And then they go into a rivalry after that, like John Cena versus Randy Orton, which at that time was a big deal.
Right, it was new at that point.
Your two biggest stars that were not Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. They were not your draws from 10 years prior. They were your draws now.
Yeah.
So I think the WWE definitely felt threatened. So at some point right now, especially now, I think you're seeing that since the whole announcement of AEW with the rivalry between Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. You know, see these two guys that were Eddie darlings that could at any point, once their contracts end, hey, we're going elsewhere.
Right.
We're going to go to this promotion. I think they're giving fans this stuff now, these dream matches, just in case something were to happen.
Right.
And then in which case they're trying to get these talent to re-sign.
Right. Which.
Sometimes saying, hey, we're going to book you in this kind of scenario if you re-sign.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch real quick. You were kind of talking about that with the whole TNA situation, and even as far back as like when WCW was threatening, they were able to keep their bearings, and the biggest thing that a lot of people talk about is WWE was able to raise and kind of maintain new talent, as opposed to kind of relying on already established names, because you can only see so many whatever Randy Savage matches or whatever before you're like, okay, I know what Randy Savage plans on doing, or his personality and his storylines. So where like if you wanted to kind of get him in a new age storyline, you'd be like, oh, that's not what Randy Savage would do. That's not who he is. Things like that. Whereas WWE is able to was able. I mean, I'm referring to the certain period of time with the WCW where they were able to make new stars and things like that. And a lot of people, complain today. But the thing is, WWE really hasn't had much competition recently, and there's the difference between competition and a threat, which I think that's a very big distinction. Very big distinction that people are kind of too lazy to make, where they go, oh, it's a threat, which, again, don't agree with. Competition, sure. Threat, no.
And nowadays, you brought up a good point, being able to make a star.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big time difference between making a superstar than developing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
The WWE really recently, other than maybe like Daniel Bryan, because in my opinion, seriously, knowing Daniel Bryan was such a big independent wrestling star, the WWE made him a star.
Oh, yeah.
And he's probably about the last one. Other than, maybe like, I'd say maybe Seth Rollins and WWE did as well, but nowhere near the magnitude as Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Roman Reigns was a homegrown boy. And then Dean Ambrose, yeah, I'd say he was made a star by the WWE, but nowhere near even the magnitude of Seth Rollins. But now it's really difficult with all those indie promotions really blowing up. They're not independents anymore,
Yeah, yeah.
Honor, I don't consider that an independent. I don't consider New Japan an independent.
Oh, yeah.
None of those. Hell, even a pro wrestling gorilla, I don't see that as an independent anymore.
Sure.
Because of the talent they make, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see that kind of stuff. It is really difficult to pinpoint a WWE superstar now that the WWE has made homegrown, other than like a Roman Reigns.
Uh-huh.
The only one that comes to mind is Velveteen Dream.
Even then, he was a tough enough guy.
Yeah, but he's still a homegrown WWE.
I understand what you mean though.
Yeah, and you still got Dolph Ziggler's there, but he's been there since 2005.
Yeah.
And then Braun Strowman is a WWE made talent, but other than that, but their main guys, other than like Brock Lesnar, have been through the independent circuit, through just developing their name elsewhere, then coming over. Seth Rollins developed his name elsewhere, then came over, but WWE turned him into a star.
Right.
But AJ Styles, the Daniel Bryans did that. Daniel Bryan, like I said, got turned into a superstar by the WWE. But Shinsuke Nakamura, guys like that, came to the WWE already with a name presence, and they just blew up from there.
Yeah, there were.
The landscape nowadays is very difficult to make a superstar, is what I'm saying. So, but AEW has that
Mm-hmm.
They have the potential to make a superstar. But to start off, though, it's going to be difficult for them because they've already got name brand in terms of the actual big time wrestling fans, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Pac, all of them coming over. They've already got a name brand, so they're going to have a tough time really developing somebody and making a superstar out of somebody.
Yeah. I mean, that's the distinction between, great pro wrestler and superstar. You can be a great pro wrestler. Superstar is going to make $1 million a year before a great pro wrestler will. Because indie promotions across the country only have so much money,
And you can be both. You can be a fantastic wrestler.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Guys like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, John Cena,
Right.
all through Randy Orton. The list goes on and on. But with a promotion like that, and I'm not putting anything against them because I'm going to watch it. If I have the potential to watch it, I'm going to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
But with a promotion like that, you've got to be a great wrestler first, and then until that promotion takes off, you've got to really be a great superstar. You've got to be able to carry the brand.
Right.
I think they're going to have a tough time with doing that because it's more directed towards the wrestling fan, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start gaining viewers, your viewership goes up, and you start getting more of the casual viewers.
Yeah.
You got to start second guessing yourself. In which case, the WWE does that almost regularly because they've had experiments like the whole Jinder Mahal thing. In which case, you and I didn't agree with it, but the 1 billion people in India might not have disagreed with. You just got to take stuff like that into consideration.
Right, and the thing is, I mean, that I try to stress is everybody that's ever been involved really in pro wrestling, which I mean, neither you nor I really have to an extent. They always talk about the business, the business, the business. It's like, yeah, it's a business. The point is to make money, right? So like, even with the Jinder Mahal thing or what have you, the whole idea is to make money, not necessarily to put on these shows that journalists are going to rate 5 stars. It's to make money, to draw money.
The shows that Dave Meltzer's going to love.
Yeah, exactly. They're not catering to him. They're catering to stockholders or whatever. It's trying to make as much money as possible. Because, like they all talk about, it's a business.
Yep. I-26. And then that's where the WCW brand ended up dying too, because the stockholders and the fans started rejecting, seeing the same thing over
Right.
and over again. Whereas now in the WWE, as I start looking back on it, we're seeing Daniel Bryan right now as the WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that guy as a world heavyweight champion 8 years ago.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, just to butt in real quick, like a lot of people would, if you were to see someone 8 years ago and see him as the champion, like I mean, even John Cena, they'd be like, oh, this is the same old crap. This is the yada yada XYZ. I know more than you, but it's like, okay, it's a business. They're gonna do whatever they got to do to make money off of it. So they go, the yes movement to the Daniel Bryan kind of heel, still to make money. But the way to make money is to evolve and to bring something new to the table.
It's just so weird though the way the business is now though. What I'm getting at, because you have a guy like Daniel Bryan who was a world champion at the end of 2011. Now at the beginning of 2019, almost 8 years, he's a world champion still.
Yeah.
But from like, if you would have fathomed that living in the 90s, 1991, if you say Hulk Hogan stayed in the WWF, hypothetically speaking, if he was the champion in 1991 and then a world champion again in 1999, I couldn't even fathom that even happening.
Well, I mean,
that's the way the business is nowadays. It's
Well,
so weird.
even looking at that though, like what I was saying with the whole evolution thing, like yeah, he was champion in '91. I'm sure, like as was a babyface that
WCW,
the take you.
with WWF and then
Yeah. Yeah, from the take your vitamins, say your prayers, to the I'm better than you, I'm so cool type person. Like, the end is so there's the means, and there's the ends. So the means is like the way of going about doing something, and the end is the goal. The end is always money, and the means, at least for WWE, is wrestling, I guess. Whereas for a lot of people nowadays, they think the end is good wrestling, and the means, they have no idea. But they claim, a lot of people claim to be like smart to the business or whatever, and thinking they know what's best. So they think the end is good wrestling, therefore the means must be something else. But again, business. They keep talking about the wrestling business, so it's business. That means, excuse me, make money. That's the end. It is a business. Therefore, the means is wrestling. That's the way you're going to get there. But at the end of the day, you're just worried about the bottom line, the money.
Yep. So then I kind of transfer a little bit from where we're at right now.
Go ahead.
In terms of AEW, though, odds are they're going to have probably a tag team title to start off with, a mid-card title, and then a main title, and maybe a women's title. Obviously, without a shadow of a doubt, your tag team champions are the Young Bucks.
Sure.
There's probably no competition there. Who do you book as your world champion, your mid-card champion?
Oh my god.
See, then that's because you've got the likes of like Adam Page coming over,
right?
Chris Jericho, Pac, and then Cody, and then I just saw a report that Pentagon Jr. is coming, and Ray Phoenix. You've got some choices to make. SoCal Uncensored, all of those guys are coming. Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian.
I believe the way I see it is traditional wrestling wisdom is to make a title prestigious, you have to put somebody prestigious with the title to begin with, right? So like, you put the biggest name with the biggest title you've got, whether it's Rhodes, Omega, or Jericho. One of those three probably should be the world champion to begin with. And then whoever isn't is going to be, those two are going to be probably fighting for the mid-card title. I mean, that's just the way I've seen it be traditional wrestling wisdom. I've never booked anything. I've never wrestled. That's just the way that...
We've never booked it. So that's just a tough question because, right off the bat, you would think since Cody Rhodes is the one who's in charge, it'd be Cody Rhodes. But we've seen how that has backfired in the past because, the backlash at Jeff Jarrett winning the world title with TNA.
Kevin Nash in WCW.
Yeah, stuff like that. So, if AEW is smart, though, if they're able to get Kenny Omega, he's getting that belt right off the bat.
Omega and Jericho, probably.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And I've talked about it mentally, we will forever talk about. We're not bookers.
Yeah.
But in our opinion, that's what matters. But in my opinion, since you're able to beat a guy like Omega to probably what's going to be an outrageous money deal, you've got to win the world title.
Yeah. Because the idea is make it seem prestigious by giving it to somebody who is established, and again, the end is money, the means is wrestling, so you put a good wrestler with your top belt, so you're gonna make money.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, if I answer my own question there, obviously the Young Bucks with the tag titles, Kenny Omega has the world title, then honestly I'd probably put Jericho with that mid-card title and then have, one of the bigger baby faces run for it, because we have actually yet to see a Chris Jericho versus Cody feud.
Oh yeah.
Since Chris Jericho has been a big-time heel, and I guarantee he would love to run with that.
I'm sure.
So have Cody be the babyface going for the mid-card title against Jericho, or you could have Jericho win the AEW world title or whatever, and then have Cody go for that. Because we haven't seen that yet. But if you did the whole mid-card route, you had Jericho versus Cody in the mid-card for the title. I'd probably go Omega versus maybe Adam Page. Right now, you can't really tell. Or Omega versus Pac. Because Pac is a nasty heel.
Yeah.
G48.
We'll see. I mean, right now it's a little too premature, but
It's too hard to call. They haven't even announced that they have a TV deal or anything. So, I mean, it's funny because a lot of people are just like, there's like a meme online. Is AEW just a really expensive T-shirt brand? Like things like that. You know?
yeah, I saw that.
That's, I mean, at this point, really, are they anything beyond that?
That's all they are right now. Absolutely. I mean, they are having a pay-per-view. What is it, like May?
Oh, 72.
Right.
But that's still in May. It's still a long ways away. We shall see. The wrestling world, though, is very fun, but
B6.
there are just some things with product that are very much deterring longtime fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this day and age with social media and everything, and seeing all these people, I mean,
N32.
we don't know what is best for AEW. We don't know what's best for WWE. We're just spitballing as to what, if we were in charge of what we would do. We're not saying it would work. We're just saying that's what our thought process would be. There's so many people online. We've sent links to each other. These people who think that they know, like, this is what they should do, and this is what's gonna happen, all these different things. And it's like these people are taking themselves too seriously.
G57.
What's gotta go through your head when you say these things?
I just really wish some people would just sit back and relax and enjoy the product.
And realize, yeah, it's a show. Like nobody obsesses, nobody ever obsessed this much over Will and Grace or Friends.
Friends.
Very overrated show, by the way. They should have booked it differently.
They should have.
They would have made more money.
Jennifer Aniston should have been a superstar.
And the champion of Friends. Friends.
The friendly champion.
Oh my god. Give me an 8. Come on, give me.
Wrestling.
My goodness, Cody. Alright, we're going on. We're at about 23 minutes here, so it's probably a good spot to stop this one. So we have been on this.
Very good spot.
Yes, we've been on the same subject the entire time for this one. We really haven't strayed all too much. That'll probably be the last clip for tonight, too. Because it's getting pretty late here in the Eastern time zone.
I would love to do this again.
We will be back. Friend of the show, Cody Smith. Potentially a regular. Who knows? That's going to be after he starts his show, though. And I'm going to hold him to it. Yep, Cody. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
We'll
Again, Dana, it was a pleasure. Anytime you want me on, you just let me know. Text me. I'll get on my PS4. We'll do it again.
We'll just hit record and we're going to go from there. So, yeah, we'll see you, Cody.
By God.
Oh, shoot. Did you hear that? Excuse me. We will see you, Cody.
I did. That came from the depths of hell.
Came from down under, but up top as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and end that there, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.